be with you.
Greetings. What business have you?
About that affair of...
Henry, you don't pay attention to a word I say. I said come in the evening.
Good luck then. Henry, I'm glad you came.
Hey! Good to see you, lad. Sir Hanush told me you won his tourney. Take care.
Are you ready, Sir
Henry, something...
Open up! I'm not going to talk to the door.
That potion tasted rather odd, and now I have a feeling my face is broken out. How do I look?
No offence, sir, but you gave me quite a fright. It looks as though you've slept with your head inside a wasp's nest.
God's holy breeches, I knew it! And it's nearly time for my rendezvous with Carolina. What am I going to do?
You just sit tight, and I'll go and find you some antidote.
All right, but hurry.
The best cure for this kind of thing is marigold decoction.
God bless you. What?
I've got a remedy for you.
About time. Give it here. As soon as I'm healed, we'll go.
Goodbye.
It's gone. I'm as gorgeous as before. Let's go.
girl of my dreams because of you. Tell me, Henry, how many girls have you had in your life? If you've had any at all.
Well, there's been a few, but I'm sure I can't compare with you.
Very true. One day plays will be written about my amorous adventures.
Comedies or tragedies?
That might depend on how things go tonight. There's another very pretty girl living in this house here, but she's already got a secret.
And when has that ever bothered you?
Since the time her fellow children head first into a dung heap and kicked my ass to the digger.
It seems your future subjects don't hesitate to take a stick to you when it comes to minding the womenfolk.
I doubt he would have done it if he recognized me. I was, incognito.
What am I doing? Home was burned to ashes by Sigismund Ford.
We're almost there. We'll hide in the great stone
Hide, Henry. Time to get started.
How do you know it's her who will come out and not someone else?
She got the letter and necklace, didn't she? She knows that that is, her secret admirer is coming.
And what am I supposed to do?
What do you think, dolt? Prompt me from that book of poetry.
Better move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life.
Who's there? I can't see you.
Your most ardent admirer, fair maid.
Uh-huh. And do you have a name?
What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would still be a flower, wouldn't it? Start. How?
What are you saying?
Gentle night, why linger on? I yearn thus for my love so long. Without her words to still my breast, who shall set my soul to rest?
Gentle knight, why linger on? I earned this from my love so long. Whip out your worthy silky breasts. Who shall suck my salty bits?
No! And now my heart in sorrow dwells, from melancholic pining swells, since I, alas, was forced to part from the mistress of my heart.
I know my horses sort of well. Some alcohol from 9 to 12. Seems I always have whores apart from the mistress of my heart.
Psst. What on earth are you saying?
What's that hissing?
It's, feral...
Ah, Lord, let me not wait in vain. I long to see my love again. O gentle sir, be of good cheer. I shall not cling to another dear.
Landlord, let me not wait in vain. I long to sing and laugh again. O gentle sir, get off your chair. I shall not...
Jesus, Henry! What kind... Me? You're the one who's babbling?
You're an odd one. I've never heard such peculiar poetry in my life. Where on earth...
It's the latest fashion in France.
You've done enough harm. Better shut up and leave it to me.
How did you like it, dearest?
Ah, how tender you are. Father is coming! Hide!
Who was that talking? If it's some dandy again, I'll gut him with my filleting knife.
I didn't hear anyone.
Did you hear what he said? No, I have a bad feeling about this, Hans. I think we should...
Are you still there?
Still here, my love. How could I have apart from you?
Father's coming! He'll kill you!
He will not. Because it'll never cross his mind where I'll be. Henry, it's time for me to claim my prize. Whatever happens, cover my back. There you are, you seducer! Now you'll see how a butcher protects his daughter's honor.
Buy me time.
You got some explaining to do, you bastard!
What are you after, you bastard, sneaking around an honest citizen's house?
I went to mourn over the grave of my great-grandmother.
Oh, yeah. Then what are you doing right beneath my window, eh?
Now, the question is, why are you trampling on great-granny's grave, eh?
Enough of your horse shit. One more word, and I'll have you.
You really came.
How could I not, my dearest?
Not so fast, Prince Charming. But, since you're here...
Hey, what was that?
What was what?
That noise. I'm sure I heard a strange noise.
We're here in the cemetery. Maybe restless spirits, what do you reckon?
I'd swear it came from the window of my own house.
Well, what's that got to do with me?
Someone's been creeping around after my daughter. I come out, and I find you here. Quite a coincidence, eh? So, out with the truth.
You're quite mistaken. I've never laid eyes on your daughter, and if she looks anything like you, I'd rather keep it that way.
Why, you fucking...
Mon petit lapin.
There's a lace here. Untie it.
Don't try to make a fool of me. I heard it clearly. What was that?
Are you all right? It seems to me you're hearing things other folk can't hear. That's not good.
You're saying I'm hearing voices in my head?
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. St. Euphrosyne of Polotsk heard voices too, and she founded a monastery and churches and things.
I heard voices too. Well, could have been voices. I wouldn't swear to it, though.
Look, fellas, I was standing right here, and I didn't hear a thing. Do you take me for a madman?
Whatever you are, I want to know what you're doing under my daughter's window and who was talking to her. I heard it clear as day.
Good neighbour, it can't be denied that old age dulls a man's ears. I'm here alone, praying for the souls of the good people resting in the cemetery. I've nothing to do with your daughter.
That voice sounded different to yours, though. But where did he get to? You must have seen him. Unless you're covering for him.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yasem skutni hori kodelnikov sin.
What the fuck are you playing at? My patience is wearing thin.
Yasem skutni hori kodelnikov sin.
Jesus, stop your damn screeching.
Nakopech kustala plakala. Jezu Maria volala. Jezu Maria, Jezu Jemine. Buddha leto chlapec nebone. Buddha leto chlapec nebone.
Christ almighty. Let's go, fellas. This one ain't right in the head. The guards will have him for screeching after curfew. Let's not get mixed up in it. But if I ever see you here again, I'll beat some sense into your idiots.
Nasz tacicie kreboczki.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
How did it go with
Henry, it was the most wonderful night of my life. She was completely entranced by my courting. I hardly had to touch her, and And then she took me to paradise. It was glorious. Thanks, in part, to you, my faithful henchman and messenger of love. You've earned your reward.
It was an honour, Sir Hans. When are you going to see her again?
Oh, I'm not going to see her again. All beautiful things must come to an end, and, after all, I am an...
Well, that's how it ends, with the love of your life. After the secret gifts, the letters, the intrigues, reciting poetry in the moonlight.
My eloquence was wasted on her, Henry. Imagine, the silly cow couldn't even read. She returned the letter to me unopened. Here's the letter, Henry. Read it. At least you're capable of appreciating my literary talent.
God be with you.
And well, I'm sure we can come to some agreement, your lordship.
Well, bearing in mind, Master Butcher, that we have nothing to come to agreement about yet.
Well, yes, sir. No, sir. Well, I thought I ought to let you know what happened. My daughter's good name could be besmirched, dragged through the mud. And his young lordship's too, of course.
Well, only if she should find us... Only if she should find herself with a permanent reminder.
Oh, well, that could happen yet, sir, couldn't it? If her belly starts to grow. You know how word gets around, and... Well, folk would assume that Sir Hans is the father. Even if some other young fellow was to come along in the meanwhile, and... Well, you know, we already know. The girl can't be watched.
Are you trying to blackmail me? Have you forgotten that I am the lord of this town, and that you are nothing but a stinking butcher?
Oh, God forbid, sir. I'm just thinking of his young lordship's reputation, and my girl's. But, of course, if his young lordship was to recognize the bastard as his own, and pay for his upbringing...
You can thank your lucky stars you're the only butcher around here. Otherwise, I'd have you out on your ear this very day.
But, sir, I'm only...
Here, take this, you damn scoundrel, and never show your face here again.
Thank you, your lordship. I'm sure this will be enough. Thank you, sir. Thank you kindly.
blasted fool capon. I'll wring his neck. I'll have his balls on a platter!
God bless you. What troubles you?
Master Fafar, I need to speak with you. I found out something about the counterfeit coin.
Did you really? Do tell.
Close to Rovna, I came across a wagon that was transporting the false coins. Unfortunately, I came too late. The carter and his men were dead.
Damn and blast. Do you know who did it?
Yes. A certain knight turned up there. Turned out he was also after the forgers.
Well, that is indeed unexpected. Tell me, what did he say?
His name is Ulrich. He looked like a knight, but he refused to show his master's colours.
Ulrich, you say? Could be anyone. Can you describe him?
An older man with a moustache. But for all his grey hairs, he seemed pretty tough to me.
Doesn't match anyone I've heard of. But then we don't even know if Ulrich is his real name.
I asked him who his liege was, but he refused to tell me.
We live in such strange times. In days past, knights would vie with each other to see who could extol their liege's name the loudest. And today, they take assumed names, hide their emblems, and sneak around the land like thieves.
I got the impression he was hiding his identity because his master's at odds with Sir Radzig.
That may well be. As a staunch supporter of the king, Sir Radzig has many enemies.
He told me that the fake money was being taken to Passau in exchange for gold coins, then that real money was being brought back to the Bohemian lands.
That would explain why those fakes bear the Passau countermark.
His master is allied with the Passau alderman, and they told him to sort it all out.
I wonder who could be behind it all.
He gave me these documents to show you. He seemed to think they prove he was telling the truth. They're the records of the interrogations in Passau, and some other things he said you'd understand better than him.
Let me see. We, the aldermen of the city of Passau, interrogation held this day, put to pen by the quaestor. The place of origin is a monastery in the land of Bohemia. Which sadly confirms my suspicion that something underhand is going on in Sasso. Coin assay report. Copper core coated with amalgam. Ah, but this is interesting. Here's an outlying description of how the forgeries are made. I'll have to study it more closely. We command Herr Ulrich to investigate and let no man stand in his way. This looks like the original safe conduct. It has the seal of the Passau alderman, but they certainly didn't pen this.
How do you know?
I recognize the hand. It's a Clement of Kaplitz, the high scribe of the Rosenbergs.
The Rosenbergs? Who's that?
A rich and powerful family in South Bohemia. Burgrave Henry III is a great rival of our King Wenceslas.
So what does all this mean?
Well, it certainly explains why your knight is so mysterious. Anyway, we should be careful. And we shall begin our investigation. The documents show they use silver amalgam for coating copper fakes. That's a lead we can follow.
What?
Silver amalgam. It's produced from quicksilver and silver.
Well, that doesn't sound like something just anyone can get hold of.
You're quite right. You will go to Sasso at once. Look around the forges in the city. Someone must be working copper for them. I, meanwhile, will take counsel with Sir Radzig and then follow after you.
Where shall we meet?
At the inn on Sasso Market Square. Good luck then.
Hail, Henry. I hear you've become a daring tourney fighter.
I've got some...
All right.
So, what did Master Pfeiffer have to say?
I consulted him, and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Fafar found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins and quicksilver for the the other part.
I see. They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said they could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time till dawn.
I see. That's certainly worth asking about. Have you heard anything else?
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Ujits. I heard him complain also. He said that he went to the monastery for quicksilver and it was...
Well, that's something to follow up as well. Thanks.
God save you.
I hear you've had some problems with the supply of quicksilver.
Problems? I should say so. For the third time this month they've told me they've none. There's no quicksilver.
And who exactly are you talking about? Who's holding back the goods on you?
The monastery overseer, or his assistant, more like.
So what did the overseer have to say to you?
Nothing. Apparently he doesn't deal in such trifles. Leaves it all to his assistant, the pompous git.
Surely such valuable material can't just vanish. Where can it be?
I wish I knew.
All right.
Every time I ask for the red pang, there's a different reason why they haven't got the quicksilver to mix it. Once they said the goods never arrived, and another time that the wagon carrying it was ambushed. Then it went astray somewhere.
And you think they're lying?
Jesus, what do I know? Well, it seems pretty strange to me. 3 times in a row the same thing goes missing. There's bad luck and then there's something else.
What do you need quick?
I don't. They do. To mix up the red pigment for me. I'm painting the church in Ujits. Can you imagine how stupid those biblical scenes look without red?
Not really.
Then be glad you can. My eyes hurt just to imagine it.
That's all I need to...
Ah. But wouldn't you care to buy something before you go? Or play a game? I really need some money. I've been waiting.
Why not?
See you later.
Can we do something about the...
Well...
Since it...
See...
Well, Mark...
Yes, unfortunately. And my...
There's always time...
Good luck then.
Here we are.
A tankard of ale for me.
May the best man win.
This'll be the one. I shouldn't have pushed it.
Hey, where's my ale?
All right, all right.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
I've been sat here a fucking month, and no quicksilver anywhere.
I hope I can be of...
Do you have any quicksilver in stock?
Who's asking?
Nobody. I'm just asking.
Then I don't have any.
That sounds almost as if you don't want to sell it to me.
It's not that I don't want to. It's that I can't.
Can't you? In the Sasau Monastery? That seems unlikely. It looks more like you're lining your own pockets to me.
It's not. I'm not.
Get to the point.
They came for me at noon. Directly to the office. The overseer was somewhere on his rounds. Some night, it was. Without a crest. Armed. He called himself Sir Jezek, and he had a lackey with him called Rapota, a scruffy fellow with a yellow cape. Always whistling he was. They told me they wanted all the quicksilver we order for the monastery. Of course, I told him that wouldn't be possible.
And then what? Did they threaten you?
Not at first. They tried to bribe me, and when I refused...
How did you hand it over to?
I take it up the hill behind the monastery here. There's a big tree there with a small chapel underneath. Sometimes Rapota is there waiting for me. If not, I leave it there.
What did they...
They said they know people in the monastery. That they'd have me thrown out and beat...
And you had been stealing? I mean, before then?
You know how it is. I work my fingers to the bone and they pay me a pittance.
So they knew about you?
Yes, they knew my name, everything.
Very well.
Farewell.
Why are you just sitting around?
Why not? Admiring the people just do not appreciate a lovely view.
Does the name Rapota ring any bells for you?
Rapota, you say?
Admiring the view, my arse. If you ever want to see another view again, I suggest you answer my question.
Ha! I've been more impressively threatened by my
Fuck you! Look, you little jester, I'm investigating a crime against the king on the direct orders of Sir Radzig. Are you really going to keep...
Hang on! What's all this about? I'm just keeping an eye on things. When a wagon comes in, I make sure nobody robs it. I get a commission for that, that's it.
See? That didn't hurt. Where's Rapota?
I don't know. He's been staying in town lately. He hardly ever shows up here. It seems he's keeping an eye on someone there. I don't know who.
Who comes to fetch them?
I don't know. Some people. They don't speak. They just look mean. Take the goods and go.
Bit of friendly advice. You're wasting your time here. Rapota's scarpered and won't be coming back this way anytime soon. You might as well pack up...
What? That bastard owes me a dozen groschen. Damn it! Now what? Ah, well... In any case, thanks for the information. No one to rob. Fucking boring.
You're dead.
Lean, fatty, marbled, meats of all kinds.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
You look different, Master.
So as to fit in. I don't want it known that I'm in town.
Why?
I don't want to alarm our prey. Gossip spreads quickly, and if those scoundrels learn we're onto them, they'll flee.
That does make sense.
So what have you found out so far?
I found out where they get their quicksilver from. You were right, it was the monastery.
It was the only logical...
It changed hands on the hill behind the monastery.
Have you been there to have a look around?
I have, but I didn't find anything interesting.
And have you found out who's behind it?
Someone called Rapota.
Not much, but it's a start. At least it's not a common name. Listen, Henry, I had another thought on the way here. Those counterfeiters have to have a punch die to make the fake coins.
Yes, of course.
That's sophisticated work. There's a man I know who works at the monastery yard. Master engraver Jerome of
You don't suppose that he's...
No, not that, God forbid. I know him well. He'd never do anything like that. But he runs an engraving workshop, so he might have heard something.
Very well, I'll ask him.
But ask with tact. I don't want him getting offended. And I prefer you not to mention me at all.
I'll try to think of something. That's all.
Take care.
Carrots that'll make you and your family happy. Onions that'll make you cry. And garlic.
God grant you health.
How goes the work?
Getting there, getting there.
What are you doing here, anyway?
You're in an engraver's shop, my boy.
Yeah, but engraving what? And what's it used for?
Oh, we engrave wood and stone as well as metal. Here in the monastery...
You've got quite a large workshop, Master. You don't do...
I'm usually here with my apprentice Florian. Of course, by simple observation, you'll note that this is not currently the case, and I'm here alone. Which means that either I'm a liar or something else.
I see.
He shares the fate of the pharaohs for today. The 5th scourge of Egypt did smite him, the plague, or so his message advised.
Jesus Christ.
Do remain calm. I'm quite certain the plague from which Florian is suffering wasn't a judgment from on high, or if it was a judgment on excessive drinking.
What's he like, your apprentice, Florian?
I'm afraid that his exuberant youth has taken its toll. He's been acting strangely of late. I fear he has delusions of persecution.
I don't really know what you mean, at all.
Recently, for example, he told me that someone was following him, and the very next day he bought a padlock from the blacksmith and locked up his chest, as though I would ever sneak into it. In any case, why the interest? Are you looking for him?
Something like that.
May I ask why?
He owes me money.
Naturally. Dice or boozing, was it?
Both.
Sodom and Gomorrah are too good for the boy. Here you go. I'll dock his way.
Thank you, Master. You're most kind. But I'd rather get it...
If you think he'll have anything to give, please yourself. About your question, you'll find him at home. No doubt feverishly dying.
Ah. Does Florian have any enemies?
A man such as he certainly owes money at every turn, and the parents of local girls are undoubtedly displeased with his attempts to propagate. However, most recently it was that fury from the baths who accosted him in quite a spectacular rage.
A woman from the baths? What did...
The harpy nearly tore all Florian's hair out. I don't frequently feel sorry for my ne'er-do-well apprentice, but on that occasion I made an exception.
Do you have any idea why she did it?
She was screaming about some girl, some flighty bath-maid, Esther. I would say that Florian had felt the joys of spring and acted accordingly, although one would have thought they'd be used to that sort.
Thank you.
God be with you.
You could at least dress decent.
I'd like to...
Goodbye.
I hear you're at odds with Apprentice Florian.
At odds? I'll give you at odds. It's that sod's fault they took my Esther. Poor girl. I shudder to think what's become of her.
What exactly happened?
This man came in wanting a bath, and Esther with it. She doesn't normally offer that kind of service, but I didn't see the harm, so I sent her in to him. And suddenly I hear screams. So I run out, and I see the bastard pulling her out of the tent and shoving her into a boat.
I'm sorry they took her, but what exactly has it got to do with Florian?
They shouted at me to tell Florian that when he wises up, he'll get the girl back.
I assume that Florian knows this, Esther.
You know village girls. They don't get much of a choice. Every other knave has a turnip for a brain, and if they don't, they're relatives. And then some young dandy turns up who writes her little poems. What's the poor girl to do? And this is how it ends. She should have stuck with the turnip heads.
Where can I find this Florian? I'd like to ask him a few questions.
He works in the engraver's workshop at the monastery craftsman's yard. And if he's not there, he'll be holed up like the rat he is in the cellar he rents from the baker.
What did the bailiff make?
Don't even get me started on that. He's another fine... I won't say what. I told him everything, but he...
How's that then?
He wouldn't tell me to my face, of course. But people here don't think much of us. There's some as reckon my Esther deserves what she got. Poor girl.
It sounds like you were close to Esther.
I loved her like my very own. She came to me as an orphan, like a wolf child she was. I raised her and taught her and gave her a job, and now she's gone. Who knows?
I'd like to... No deal. I'd like that. Thank you.
I'm sure you'll be extremely... Take care.
I'd like...
Oh. Oh. No deal. Oh. No. Oh. I'd like that.
I'm sure you'll be... God be with you.
Greetings, good...
You look quite sprightly for an imp.
What?
My name's Henry, and I'm making inquiries for Sir Radzig Kobyla.
And what do you want from me?
Straight to the point, then. All right. I've been investigating counterfeit money, and the trail led me straight to you. Don't bother. I know you know him. You make the punch dice for the counterfeiters. How do you hand them over? Do you know where their workshop is?
I can't say anything. I'll deny everything and you've got nothing on me. No evidence, just accusations.
It's got something to do with that girl, hasn't it?
How do you know?
That doesn't matter.
No, I suppose not. I didn't want to get in... Those bastards kidnapped Esther. If I don't cooperate, they'll kill...
Who is Esther?
My girl, of course. That scum took her right...
I'm sorry about that.
Me too. Listen, I'll tell you everything, I promise. But only if I know...
So I'm to go searching for her in the woods?
I know where they're keeping her, but nobody will help me. And what can puny little me do faced with those strapping great villains?
Very well. I'll bring back your...
Really?
Yes, but then you have to tell me everything.
I will. I swear to God Almighty. Please, just bring her back to me. Nothing else matters.
Where are they keeping her?
In the Skalitz Hills. There are some abandoned cottages around the mines. That's where I saw her last. They took me there when I said they had to let me speak.
All right. I'll go there.
You're my saviour.
Don't get your hopes up. Anything could happen.
Good luck, then.
Yeah. What are you doing here? Tired of life, are you? Over here!
Don't see.
Now you're done. Over here! Where is everyone? Well then. Jesus Christ!
Please.
They won't hurt you now.
However did you find me?
Florian told me where they took you.
I'm a fool. I thought he was just a dandy, God knows why. And it turns out he's a villain in league with thieves. And a coward, too.
You're right. If I were him, nothing could have stopped me coming for you.
Exactly. What a pathetic We should probably set off.
I'll go with you.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
I found that Esther of yours.
I know! Back already. How can I ever...
By telling me all about the...
They found me in the tavern one evening. Caught me when I went to the ship pile. They started to badger me about working for them.
They?
Yes, Rapita. And a night they called Sir Jezek.
And then what?
They explained what they wanted from me, and I told them to sod off.
I'm guessing that didn't go down too well.
It wasn't all that bad. They just threw me on the dung heap and left. I thought it was just a drunkard's joke. But then they took Esther.
Where will I find
He's usually wherever I am.
What does that mean?
He watches me. Everywhere I go. And when I'm at home, he sits on the bench in the square, watching my...
So he's there now?
Hard to say. Sometimes I see him in the tavern on the green, buying supplies.
All right. At least I know where to start. And you go to work...
Why?
Because we have to lure him out. And besides...
I have my doubt.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
At first, I took it for a bad joke. And then, when they snatched Esther, there was nothing to be done.
I suppose I bet...
Good luck. Goodbye.
God save you, Henry.
God save you. God be with you.
I might know where the materials from the monastery get passed on to the forgers.
Where?
Up the hill by Sasa Woods.
Shall we go right now?
No, I need to find out more. I don't even know if anyone... But you could keep an eye out there, in case anyone appears, I mean.
Agreed.
to eat? I only need a little, just a little quicksilver and I'm finished.
God save you. Good. Take care.
I'm honored that it...
What can you...
Well, there's Mikesh. He's honest enough. And then there's...
Do you work any copper here?
Why'd you ask?
I'd want to commit...
Then you best go elsewhere.
Aha. So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What?
Aha.
Good luck then.
Goodbye.
Good God.
What can you tell me?
There's too many of us, I'll tell you that for free. This is only a small town. There's that. And then, apart from me, there's Master Armourer.
Tell me more about...
Don't have much time for him myself. He knows his craft, no question. But he seems to think his son, Vitus, will be a Master Armourer in Prague one.
My father was a blacksmith, and I expect he thought much the same about me.
Of course, any man should be proud of his boy. But Zack makes pride a sin. That's why he's at loggerheads.
Can you tell me something?
Well now, there's a master to look up to. He's worked for the lords of Kunstadt and for the richest townsfolk of Prague.
If you don't mind my asking, what brings him here?
The same as draws all reasonable people.
What are Zack and Master...
Zack had his boy Vitus trained as an armourer in Kuttenberg, and he wanted to buy out Otter's place for him. Except that Otter's a proud man. How would it have looked? A master armourer giving way to a young whippersnapper who's barely let go of his mother's skirts? And they've been arguing ever since. Well, Zack mostly. He badmouths Otter every chance he gets. He claims that he's only fit for mending pots, and that his son will see him off.
That will be all. Do you have...
No, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Zack from the Monastery Craftsman's Yard has bought out all the copper. See you later.
Lean, fatty, marbled, meats of all kinds.
Vegetables, fresh vegetables. Look, smell. Oh, you'll love it.
God be with you.
Master Blacksmith?
Not now. First I've got to deal with that bastard Zack.
Do you make anything out?
I do a bit of Damascene decor sometimes.
I'm looking for someone who could do me some copper sheets.
Well, that's pretty rough and ready work. I wouldn't waste my time with it. But go and ask Zack from the Craftsman's Yard by the monastery.
What can... Tell me something about...
Like I said, he's an honest craftsman, which isn't some...
What about the monastery?
Well, him and me don't exactly see eye to eye. He wanted to buy my business, but I turned him down.
That'll be all.
Take care.
Hey!
Your father says you don't work any.
We don't.
I've heard differently around town. They say your father's...
Are you calling me a liar? Or my father?
Just be sure you know what you're letting you...
Was that a threat?
You don't get it, do you? I don't particularly want to fight with you. I don't have the time. So I'll just take my knife and stick it between your ribs. And then I'll keep twisting until you tell me.
So show me what you...
Take care.
Shit! Ah! Compra!
So what do you have to tell?
You're right. We do make copper sheets here at night.
So why all the...
Father forbade me to talk about it.
Who buys those...
I don't know. I've never set eyes on him.
Your father has...
Jesus, please.
We'll see about that.
See you later.
So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith. That's not what I heard.
What?
I was told in town that you bought...
I'm being made a fool of. Anything else?
So
what?
Your son put it quite...
What's that? What do you...
For a blacksmith, son, he's not all that tough, is he? Did they threaten you?
They didn't have to. Just by the look of them, I could say I needed to shut my mouth and do what they wanted.
And did they ever tell you who they were? Do you know where to find them?
I know a little. But show some understanding. There's nothing but trouble in it for me. I'll lose the work and be left looking over my shoulder for some thugs to come and burn down my house.
If you lie down with dogs, you shouldn't complain about the fleas.
There's no need for threats. We can both bet. If I tell you everything I know, you can help me with a certain small matter. One that'll cover up for my loss of earnings.
So what are we talking about?
I recently tried to buy Master Armourer Otto Rabstein's business for my son Vitus, but that old fool wouldn't listen to reason. He said he couldn't understand his legacy being taken over by a clod like my Vitus. Despite the insult, I doubled my offer, but Master Otto still wouldn't budge.
And what is it you need from me?
I thought I'd show Otto that Vitus isn't such a dolt as he thinks, but for that I need someone experienced in combat.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad. What's your plan?
Otto's busy making a very pretty suit of armour for the bailiff. So I was thinking, if we could show that pretty armour of his is absolutely useless, he'd be disgraced.
And how am I supposed to see...
Well, I'd reckon we'd arrange a duel of champions with bludgeons. You'll put on Vitus's armour, and Otto will send his champion in that tin shit of his. You invite the bailiff...
And what do I get out?
What we already agreed. I'll give up dealing in copper, and I'll tell you everything I know about what's been going on.
Nah, I don't...
Please yourself. Take care.
About this...
Do you really...
Otter's always mouthing off in the alehouse that my young lad isn't worth a damn. Once I show he's just a bitter... And Vitus...
But what if I...
Nonsense. How could you? Vitus's armour is light as an eggshell and...
How about...
Jesus Christ. Although, if Otter doesn't agree to the duel...
Exactly. And if you want to wreck Otter's reputation, not keeping his promise to the bailiff could be even worse for him than your idea.
You're right. Do whatever you think fit then. But if the armour gets, lost, don't come to me.
Of course.
Take care.
Come right up. It's a feast for your eyes and your stomachs. It's hard to resist. You'll not find better meat anywhere. From the yard or from the woods, lean and fatty pork, chicken and beef. We had it all. Come and see.
Master Armourer, I have a
If it's another one of his so-called generous offers, you can...
No, this is another matter.
What? Me fight with that?
That's not how it will be. The real duel will be between your pieces of handiwork.
How's that?
It will be a duel with bludgeons. No bloodshed. At most, a few bruises and some dents in the armour. Zack chose me to wear Vitus armour.
And so I'm to choose a champion of my own? That sounds reasonable.
Good. So let's agree on the time and place.
Hold your horses, young fella. I've got a counter-offer for you.
Maybe I'm just doing it out of...
Aye, a regular... I could pay you more. And I'd tailor-make a cuirass just for you. What do you say?
You mean if I fight as your champion instead? I'm not sure how Zack would take it.
No. You fight on Zack's side and lose.
Lean, fatty, marble, meat of all kinds. Good men, good wives, come have a look. Don't be shy. You'll never see such fine meat.
What?
You're the...
See you later.
Good day, Henry.
Aye, that's all I need.
Thanks. Here is your change.
God grant you help. Not now. First I've got to deal with that bastard Zap.
Do you make any...
I do a bit of Damascene decor sometimes.
What can you... What? That'll be all. Can you show me...
Me?
Can you show me...
Me? Teach you?
Take care.
Our Lord's tasty, good on bread and for frying. Come and get it, fine people, and pork crackers to taste.
I'm glad to see you.
Do you... What? Tell... My...
Well...
What are Zach and Master...
Zach had... And they...
That will be all. Thank you.
Take care.
God's blessings. See you later.
My humble greeting.
Do you... I'd want... That's not...
Anything?
What?
God be with you.
You're right. It's not... Right. I mean, besides the fact I'm here on behalf of the Royal Burgrave Sir Radzig Kobyla, investigating a... What? I'd let you read my Bill of Authority, but I doubt you're educated enough to understand it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realise.
Stop prattling.
You're right. We do...
So... Who buys... I don't... I'm
so sorry.
Don't think you're out of the woods.
Jesus Christ. God be with you.
So back to that copper, Master.
What?
Your son... Don't... What? So you let them intimidate you? Thought you were made of sterner...
I thought so too. But I'm not an idiot.
If you like...
There's...
You've got a cheek. Not only are you in with the counterfeiter gang, but you lied to me on top of it. You should be on...
I didn't know what they were doing.
But now you do know, and you've still got the cheek to...
You're right. I'm sorry, I overstepped the mark. I certainly didn't mean to offend one of Lord Radzig's men. One evening I got a visit from this scruffy beggar calling himself Rapota. He had a yellow cape on and kept whistling to himself. There was a knight with him too, but he didn't give his name. They told me what I had to do, how much I'd get for it, and I had to keep my mouth shut.
And where can I find it?
I don't know exactly. But I've always left the wagon with the goods behind the monastery, on the hill there, next to a small...
Anything else?
No. I swear...
Well, that'll do me for now.
Young man, about that matter I need help with.
First, well, that doesn't sound...
Well, and you and
agreed.
One. Take care.
Damn.
What's it? I only need a little, just a little quicksilver and I'm finished.
Meat, cured and fresh, from the woods or from the pen. It all tastes delicious.
Cucumbers, lovely cucumbers, asparagus and greens.
From the yard or from the wood, lean and fatty pork, chicken and beef. We have it all. Come and see.
Carrots and apples picked today. Put a smile on your face.
Come right up. It's a feast for your eyes and your stomachs. It's hard to resist. You'll not find better meat anywhere.
Garlic, onions, mushrooms, and asparagus. Come right up. You need to be shy.
Salami, sausages, meat of all shapes, sizes and flavours.
Cucumber, lovely cucumber, asparagus and prunes.
Our lard's tasty, good on bread and for frying. Come and get it, fine people, and pork crackling too, a joy to taste.
Onions that'll even make your mouth play like a little laugh. Come and buy some.
Lean, fatty, marbles, meats of all kinds.
Garlic, onions, mushrooms, and asparagus. Come right up. No need to be shy. Have a look at these cucumbers. They'll stay firm all winter. Buy them before someone else does.
Salami, sausages, lard of all kinds and scratchings that make your mouth water more than the finest hay. Come right up. It's a feast for your eyes and your stomachs. It's hard to resist. You'll not find better meat anywhere. Salami, sausages, meat of all shapes, sizes and flavours.
Carrots and apples picked today. Put a smile on your face.
From the yard or from the wood, lean and fatty pork, chicken and beef. We have it all. Come and see. Meat, cured and fresh, from the wood or from
If
the
it...
That's it. And good.
How?
I won't deny it.
I could pay you.
You mean if I fight?
No.
That's not very honourable.
And Zach's constant slander and mudslinging are the heights.
Well, it's true Zach hasn't behaved like an honor.
See?
Forget it. I won't sully my name with cheating.
Suit yourself. But my champion will batter you into the ground anyway, so you've nothing to gain.
So, choose the time and place.
What, me?
You're the one being challenged.
Well, it's all the same to me. Go and sort it out with...
All right.
See you later.
Vegetables, fruit, apples, cucumber.
Salami, sausages, lard of all kinds, and scratchings that make your mouth water more than the finest cake.
Cabbage, cabbage, green cabbage. Get it before it goes brown.
Salami, sausages, meat of all shapes, sizes, and flavours.
How can I help you? Not this time. I'm here for something else. Well, that'll be about all. Thanks. Here is your change.
From the yard or from the wood, lean and fatty pork, chicken and beef. We have it all. Come and see.
Good day to you.
I'm here on behalf of blacksmith Zack.
Zack? What does that madman want now? Don't tell me. It's another complaint about the Master Armorer. Well, you can tell Zack if you waste another minute of my time with that pathetic feud of his.
No, it's not a complaint this time. In fact, Zack came up with an idea to settle it.
Is that so? Well, that's a different kettle of fish. That's
a duel.
Jesus Christ!
But don't worry, Goodman Bailiff. No one will get killed. Zack chose me as his champion. I'll be wearing a suit of armour made by his son, Vitus, and I'll fight Otter's champion. Whoever falls first, loses.
That sounds like a fine spectacle for the village green. Naturally, I'll have to be present to ensure nothing untoward happens.
Your presence is certainly expected, Bailiff. We'd like you to referee the whole duel.
Very well. We'll have it on the marketplace in the front of the church. But
that's up to you.
We can announce it right now.
I've got to do...
Get a move on. Take care now. God be with you.
I've come up.
We could.
Let's do.
Farewell.
Good citizens of Sasau, our township has long been plagued by a protracted dispute. As you are no doubt aware, Zack, the blacksmith of the monastery courtyard, and Master Armourer Otto Rabstein have been, for some time, at odds. And insomuch as it behoves my office as bailiff to settle such disputes and maintain peace and order, I have decided to resolve the blacksmith's quarrel by unconventional means, whilst affording an entertaining spectacle. In short, we shall let them knock each other's teeth out. However, since it ill befits two respectable tradesmen to maul each other on the market square like a pair of cocks on a dung heap, each of them has elected a champion. Zack, the blacksmith, has appointed to fight in his stead Henry of Scarlet. And Master Otto Rabstein's champion will be... Please, introduce yourself, Sir Knight.
Master Otter will fight for Master Otter. I don't need some young pup to take my place.
I remind you that this will be a duel with bludgeons alone, and until first blood is shed. Come, folks, be sensible for heaven's sake. We don't want any maiming here, or, God forbid, murder. So, if both contestants are ready, let us begin.
You kicked that old bastard's arse, Henry. His ears will be ringing for a month. Now everyone will see who knows how to make armor and who's all.
You shouldn't speak so disrespectfully.
No need to get worked up about it. Anyway, come by the forge later for your...
All right?
How are you?
I'd like to make you... Have you heard about
Don't bother me now, young fella. See you later.
come right up. It's a feast for your eyes and your stomach.
Come and buy
It's hard
some.
to resist. You'll not find better meat anywhere. Good men, good wives, come have a look. Don't be shy. You'll never see such fine meat.
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
That it will be good.
How?
Maybe I'm just you.
No.
That's all right.
Wonderful.
So, choose the
what?
You wait. All right.
Good luck then.
Cabbage! Cabbage! Get it before it goes brown. Garlic, carrots, beetroot, onions, all that grows in the ground, fresh. Come right up.
Is someone there?
Jesus!
I'm on.
I'm here. What? Let's
up. Take care now. Good citizens of Sasau.
It was as easy as falling off a log.
I might have, lad, but not any you can solve with a bludgeon. Anyway, come by the forge later for your reward. How are you?
I'd like to... Have you heard about Pribbis?
Don't bother me now, you... See you later. I hope I can...
I'll come for my reward.
Of course. And thanks again.
And will Otter sell you his business?
I don't know. But the way things are looking now is...
You told me I'd get that kiras made by Vod.
I did.
Thanks. I'd like to make you... Have you heard about Pribbis?
Oh, aye. I heard...
I'm bailiff there, and I'm rebuilding. We just finished building the armoursmith's workshop, and I...
Meaning me? You're a godsend. It's about time I handed over the trade to the youngster. Only I'm loath to put down the hammer. The forge is my life. And this offer of yours, well, how could I say no? You'll take me then?
Well, I'm considering it. I even had one...
Ah, here you are.
Thank you.
Thank you, Master. God be with you.